Welcome back to another episode of Up the Score Show. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the 2024 NBA champions, the Boston Celtics. Yes, yes, yes. We are at game three, but it's 0-3, man. And Liza, like you were saying, a point that you was making in our predictions came into fruition. You want to elaborate on it?
Yeah, most of my points in this series specifically came into fruition. I said that the Luca matchup is not going to be the Celtics' priority. I think they're going to just let him get his 30s, and they're going to focus on the role players and shutting them down in their spots. And that's exactly what they've done to the tune where they gave Luca one of his only sub 3.3 assist games throughout this entire season. I believe he had
Yeah.
two.
He had one, actually, in game one.
He had one. Only that
Yeah,
was his first one. Yeah.
yeah.
I had said that the inconsistent shooting from Derek Jones Jr. and PJ Washington was really going to show this series. That Gafford and Derek Lively were going to get pulled out on the perimeter, which wasn't really a problem for them in the previous series. And I said that Jason Tatum probably wasn't going to win Finals MVP because that way this team is built.
Yeah, yeah. You actually did say those, which is crazy. But other points that while I'm watching the games and I see is PJ Washington. He cannot shoot the basketball unless he's in the corner. In corner
Mhm.
threes, he's a 40% shooter, and on top of the key, he's like below 20%.
Yeah,
So
they're just letting them shoot those up the top of
top
the
of the key,
perimeters. Yeah.
yeah. And you know what it does when they allow him to shoot those is it takes away their alley oops, which was a big part of their offense. Because usually when they're on the top of the key, Pete, since like Boston knows that he can't shoot there, they let him open. But Dallas, they know that he can't shoot there, so he would usually just pick and roll and they catch a lob. But
Yeah.
that play is gone. And Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford, I saw that the whole series they've only caught one alley oop dunk. Like yeah, like that's crazy. The whole playoffs, the whole season, those two centers been checking in and out Lob City with Luca and Kyrie. Now Lob City's over with. Kyrie's being focused on, and the shooters are not shooting, and that's how you get swept, bro. That's how you get swept, man. It's tough.
Bro, Kyrie's being hunted. Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah, bro. Everyone's trying to tell me Drew Holiday too old, Derek White not good enough, can't stop Kyrie. He can get you 30 anytime. That he got stopped. He got
And
stopped pretty bad, bro.
I'm,
Game three was a little different, but
yeah, I'm watching game two,
yeah.
and I realized the series was over when Luca was hunting for a mixed match, and he
Mhm.
hunted for Derek White. I was like, if Derek White's the mixed match you hunted for, oh fuck, you cooked, man, because Derek White is an elite defender, bro. If that's what you feel like is your best defensive matchup for you to score against, that just tells you how good Boston is, bro. Jalen Brown, how you feel about him?
I feel like he's definitely gonna be getting the Finals MVP.
Yes, sir.
He has shut up all of the Pippen allegations, you might say. He's stepped up offensively, defensively. He's been insanely consistent. He's giving you that number one option output that you'd want from one of those guys in Jason and Jalen. So shout out to him. He's been this way the whole playoff stuff for real. He's just been cooking.
Yeah, yeah. I wish he could give like Finals MVP to Brad Stevens instead, but we'll just give it to Jalen Brown because
That's crazy. Y'all are haters. That's wild.
because this team got cooked up crazy, bro. Drew, Derek, Tatum, Brown, Kristaps, like shout out to them because Kristaps, bro, he still has the same problem that he's had his whole career with his day to day like consistency staying on the court. But they just
Mhm.
got Al Horford plugged in right there. It's like it's crazy, man. It's annoying.
Yeah, I
But
want to shout out Jason Tatum for his defense because people aren't not gonna recognize it because the Jason Tatum slander is gonna go crazy when he doesn't win Finals MVP. But he has been locking the fuck up this series, bro.
bro, bro, all right. A couple things that Jason Tatum has shown me this playoffs is he's matured as a player. He's not complaining to the refs anymore. Like that used to be a huge problem for him. He does it, but not to the extent to where like the other guy on the side of the court, Luka Doncic, does. Luka is I'm not gonna get into it too much, but he's nuking his team when he does shit like that because it gets the refs on the other side. The refs are humans and you're cussing them out. They not gonna let the 50-50 calls go your way because they 50-50 calls and you just cussing me out, bro. You also want me to be nice to you? Nah, bro. Tatum, he stopped doing that. Tatum also gotten way better as a playmaker. And
Agreed.
Tatum is showing me that he doesn't have to score to impact winning, you know?
I agree. Yeah, he's been very effective in this series. If not, his shots not falling because he's getting open looks. I think his shots just aren't falling this series, which is unfortunate. But he has been very effective on almost every other part of the court, which is something you'd love to see from your one of your top guys if he's not being effective as a scorer.
Yeah, exactly. He's been playing great defense. He rebounds amazing. He's a good playmaker. He's still going downhill, creating advantages for his teammates. It's just when he's open, he ain't knocking them down. If Tatum is knocking down these shots, he will look amazing. But day to day, he doesn't do that all the time. But he does. He's been balling, bro. But he ain't been scoring.
Yeah, game three he did pretty good for himself.
He had like 30 in game three. Him and Jalen, bro.
Yeah,
But he still like shot bad from the field though. Like
he shot back from the field in the second half. And the first half is where he got, like, I think he had 20 points in the half, and he almost went perfect.
yeah, but it's a efficiencies for him. His 3-point efficiency the whole playoffs. I believe like he's not even shooting 30%, maybe. Like he's actually shooting bad. So
I
has
think he's
Luka.
shooting 33.
He is shooting 30, then yeah. But
Yeah, he didn't have terrible efficiencies last game. He just shot bad in the second half, so it looked bad. I think he shot like 47%, 33%, and then like 80.
okay, but yeah, Tatum's been playing well. We shout out to him for real. Jalen Brown's been very aggressive and that's Boston's biggest weakness. Their biggest weakness, in my opinion, is physicality, and they've just been able to dodge physicality the whole playoffs. And if we going skill for skill, this is a skilled ass team, like
Yeah.
this how it's gonna look, man. This how it's gonna look. But their 18th banner, bro, it's crazy that it ain't even happened yet, and like we day one, bro.
Celtics always got to win with a damn super team, bro. That's what y'all forgot. Y'all forgot that even in 2008, niggas couldn't tell you who was going to be the finals MVP.
Yeah. Hey, you think this team could go back to back?
No.
In the East, yeah.
And
They
okay,
could make it here back to back. I don't know if they'd go back to back because the
you know,
West keeps
No, no,
getting
no,
better.
no, no, no.
like I said, physicality is their biggest weakness in my opinion because like Kristaps, he doesn't he's not able to withstand a 7 game series of physicality. Al Horford is getting older. He doesn't do it. He does better than Porzingis with it, but he's 38 years old. And they Tatum's their strongest rebounder. So if they go against teams with a bunch of rebounding brute and could really get into the paint, like someone like a Giannis, that gives Boston problems. So I don't think it's just something that we can easily say they go back to back because Miami, I think could give them problems. Hey, Eli, I told you don't let Miami be the team that takes the most games from the Celtics team, bro. I know you remember when I said that, bro. I don't care, bro. Miami. If Tyler Hero took a game and Luka Doncic can't, I'm talking about shit. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Who else? The Knicks. The Knicks are another team that's physical and could give Boston some problems with rebounding and getting down into the paint. But Boston's not facing that. They're not facing the Magic. They gonna do exactly what you said. You know who I want on the Heat is Trey Young. Because I feel like if we were to add Trey Young and Jimmy Butler to that series against the Celtics, bro, and just keep our core, we would. I ain't gonna. They would have still won because they're the champions. I'm gonna let them get their little, you know, their time. But shout out to the Boston Celtics, 2024 NBA champions, man. Yo, y'all boys seen Jerry West?
Yeah. I talked about Jerry West, some of the games that he had, and just I looked at like maybe like a couple of games already. I'm not even gonna lie, Jerry West was absolutely incredible, man. Like either goat, listen, goat for a reason. Anytime you needed like shooting, like premier scoring during that time, I I think he could have made an argument of being the third best player of that time. I still don't think he was better than Oscar. I think Oscar just did a lot of things during that time that held afloat in his early years. But Jerry West was absolutely incredible. Absolutely
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah. What he did as a player was great, but as like going over his other things, because I did want to make a video on him, because when I watched Jerry West, he's the godfather of the NBA. I know people call Pat Riley that, but I swear to God, last week I was in the shower thinking Jerry West is the godfather of the NBA. I swear to God, like that was my shower thought, because I was thinking what he's done as an executive has been great. What he's
Hmm.
done as a player has been great,
Hmm.
and he's been around the NBA since what, the 19. I don't even know, like he's probably done seen before he passed away. He probably watched every single NBA game ever to exist. Like he's that old, like him growing up, he was probably watching the NBA. And then he got 8 rings as an executive. He was the executive with the Lakers from 79 to 2000. He could have won 3 more rings as an executive if he didn't retire, because he retired the year that they went on their three-peat. So imagine he stays, he would have had 11 rings there. He then went to Memphis, and he made a team that never reached the playoffs before
Mm.
to a team that consistently makes the playoffs now. Like Memphis is one of the teams with the better cultures. I ain't saying they got the best one, but they
Hmm.
they middle of the pack. And they when Jerry West went there, from where they were a team that were fresh out of Vancouver, and nobody wanted anything to do with the Grizzlies. So he took on that challenge because he felt like he was a Laker his whole life and he just wanted to change. And he did pretty well with that one too. His only problem when he was in Memphis is that when Kobe Bryant wanted to get traded there, he said no, because he didn't want to let Kobe do that to himself.
So that's a fact. Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious, bro. But he hired Huey Brown as a head coach who went to win Coach of the Year and built a culture down there. And then he went to the Warriors, and you already know what he did with the Warriors. No one got to talk about that. He made them not trade Klay Thompson for Kevin Love. I remember that. They wanted to trade Steph Curry or Monte Ellis. They chose Monte Ellis. Jerry West has done a lot of great moves as an executive. Then he went to the Clippers. Clippers, they supposed to be a team with a ring by now if they stayed healthy. But the boys could never stay healthy, and it goes how it goes for them. Because if Kawhi was healthy this playoffs, and they are the team that take out the
Hmm.
Mavericks not in the finals.
That's a fact.
But Jerry West, unfortunately, with the Clippers, this is one of the routes where he didn't see the team win a ring because, unfortunate reasons. But one of the most winning players of all time, and one of the best players of all time. Like I said, I think he's better than Dwayne Wade, and Dwayne Wade's my personal favorite player of all time. Watched him average 40. He has the most points per game in a playoff series at 45 points per game. That man is crazy, bro. Mr. Outside for a reason, logo for a reason. One of the most influential players, and he's resting in peace. I seen a stat that only 7 players in NBA history have won a scoring and assist title. It's LeBron James, Wilt Chamberlain, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Tiny Archibald, Oscar Robertson, and Jerry West. So shows you he one of the greatest combo guards of all time. Yeah. Anything else y'all boys wanted to talk about though with the Boston Celtics series? You heard me?
Yeah. I hear you. Yeah.
Y'all
My
boys don't
bad.
got nothing else y'all want to talk about with the Boston Celtics series?
Not really, bro. Like, I mean, oh, my bad. Dropped my headset. Yeah. Not really, bro. I mean, Boston just have favorable matchups, bro. Like, I mean, it is what it is. I would like to talk about real quick since we got time in between the Atlanta Hawks recently putting out that they now they taking inquiries for not only DeJounte but also they trying to get rid of him DeJounte and Trey Young. What's good with that? Like, look, because you talked about Trey Young on Miami, and me personally, I think it's a bad idea. I think that's a bad idea in terms of what the locker room commands. I think like DeJounte, I think he has a little bit more of the temperament to be out there and more to understanding how Miami does things. Trey Young, I think he doesn't have that I like itinerary to me, bro. Like so, I think Dejounte would be much more better for y'all. You get a defender, you get somebody that's gonna play down the stretch, man. He a little bit sporadic, but you get somebody that has somewhat of an understanding how things are done in the Miami Heat organization. So
I
that's just
look, look when you talk about basketball, I love the fact that you mentioned some of the stuff that you have to deal with off the court. Yes, and
right.
in theory, Dejounte is a perfect fit because of the defense, which is on the court. Off the court, you just feel like he's a better cultural fit than Trey Young. I can understand
Mm,
that, but I could also say that Dejounte Murray he left the San Antonio Spurs because he didn't like the culture, and it's a similar culture to the Miami Heat. You know,
right.
like we've seen Dejounte Murray in a culture like that before, and it didn't work out. And that's a fact. With Trey Young, we've seen him on the Atlanta Hawks, which is a poverty franchise. And on a poverty franchise, he's been a three-time All Star and brought them to the conference finals. Thing about Trey Young is he seems like a diva with coaches. He has Eric Spoelstra if he's on the Miami Heat. Is he going to get Eric Spoelstra fired? LeBron James didn't get Eric Spoelstra fired. You feel me? Like Trey Young is gonna go in there and he's going to know that he has a leader at coach. It seems like that's his problem. And whether y'all agree or disagree with him, one thing I know for a fact is Eric Spoelstra is a leader at coach. So I'm not worried about the Trey Young stuff getting figured out. What I'm worried about with the Miami Heat is their offense, and particular and specifically with the 3-point shot. DeJounte Murray, yes, cool defensive player, will make us one of the best defensive teams in the league. I agree. But Trey Young being on Miami Heat will force Jimmy Butler to move back to shooting guard. We'd have Jaime at the three, Jovic at the four, Bam at the five. It's more of a lineup that has length in it. And it has a bunch of players that fit around Trey. You got a bunch of defense, and with Dejounte Murray, we're adding more mid-range scoring. Like we're adding more. I don't want that, man. I want 3 point. I want 3 pointers. And then if we were to trade for Trey Young, we still have Terry Rozier on the bench.
mm.
So like,
I forget like DeJounte Murray can't shoot threes.
I know he can, but I need a lot of 3 point playmaking, like as much as Trey gives. And Trey fits the timeline better. Trey is 25 years old. DeJounte is 27. When Jimmy Butler contract expires, DeJounte would be like 31. Trey Young will be 28, 29. And we would just build alongside Bam and Trey. And at that point, I'm not saying that they will be, but at the peak of their powers, they would be the best offensive player and the best defensive player in the league. Just the fact that that's even a conversation you could have on a team together, you should go out and do that.
There ain't never gonna be a world in which Trey Young the best damn offensive player.
Me
Best
neither.
offensive.
Fuck no.
Nah,
Luca's
nah.
younger
I'm not
and
saying
better.
that, but like he will be a top 5 to 10 offensive player in the league at
On
29
a
years old.
contending team,
If he's winning and he's playing like this, He will be a top 5 to 10 offensive player in the league.
So you're only giving Luca one lob, or not Trae Young one lob threat, because who else is his lob threats? And you know he loves to throw lobs.
Bro, that will get figured out. And guess what? If he likes throwing lobs, guess what? He also likes shooting threes, and we need that. So
I think you go with DeJounte. DeJounte would be your better team fit.
nah, Trae
You
Young.
can go get somebody like Jovic or like another player like that who can be that sharpshooter for you. But like you can get that for cheaper than you would go get a Trae Young for. DeJounte is gonna be the better defender. He's gonna maximize what you have in Jimmy Butler right now, which is what I hope you're trying to do if you're gonna keep his old ass. And it makes it so, and his playmaking, he hasn't been able to do it as much since Trae's so on ball, but he's still a really, really good playmaker. So you're getting that. You have Terry Rozier coming off the bench still, so you have your Trae Young chucker if you still want that guy. Like you have everything you need. I don't see why you would go get Trae Young. It just doesn't make sense, especially while you also have Terry Rozier on this team. Terry Rozier and Trae Young on the same team sounds like hell.
No, it sounds like Terry Rozier and Tyler Hero, but better. Is what it sounds like, man. And Trae Young, I understand DeJounte is a good playmaker too. I agree with that. I agree. Trae Young, I think Trae is better. I think Trae is a better 3-point shooter. I will give DeJounte like mid-range shooting, but Trae Young, he's really good at floaters and getting those deep threes to fall down. I seen a stat that he shoots 40% from beyond 35 feet, which is insane for his career.
What player do you ever need shooting 35 feet?
Okay, look, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. You come to Miami, don't do that shit too much. For real, but he knocked him down though. He knocked him down, bro. So
You don't need that. You know who we saw consistently being the closer for the Hawks games? DeJounte Murray.
but like the
You
thing
know who we
is,
saw not getting shut down in playoff games? DeJounte Murray.
Trae Young doesn't get shut down in playoff games. I disagree.
You're lying. You're
No.
lying. That's just not true.
I disagree.
Trae Young doesn't get shut down in playoff games?
No, that one year where they played the Celtics, he didn't play amazing. Like he didn't play like drawing your jaw dropping, but he didn't play bad neither.
Against y'all. He got
Yeah,
shut
but
down.
he played against Bam Adebayo, PJ Tucker, Jimmy Butler, switching.
Nigga, your competition right now is Drew
crazy.
Holiday, Derrick Wright, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Kristaps Porzingis.
And guess
Look what they're doing to Kyrie and
We
Luka.
consistently whoop their ass. The one year
No,
that
you
them niggas,
don't.
man, the Celtics, man, they ever face a healthy Heat, bro. Them boys already know what time it is, bro. Them niggas
They
walking through.
consistently beat their ass when y'all went to the playoffs in 2020. They went to the conference 2021. They went to the playoffs. They went to the finals in 2022. You guys went in 2023, and then they just went in 2024. How was that consistently whooping
All
their
right,
ass?
hold on. 2024 don't count. Look. Don't come on, man. But last year, we
Jason
won
Tatum got hurt in Game 7.
Okay,
So that doesn't count either, then I guess.
Oh, okay. So the year that they made the finals, where Jimmy Butler got hurt for 4 games, and in the game,
That's what I'm saying. Y'all don't consistently whoop their ass. It's like it's not.
We would have went up 3-0 against them in the year that they made the playoffs, and then Jimmy Butler got hurt at halftime with a 25-point lead, and we lost.
Y'all don't consistently whoop their ass. Then
when we have a healthy Jimmy Butler, I should have mentioned that. I should have mentioned that when we have
a cool rivalry. Y'all have close games. But don't pretend like Trae Young wouldn't be playing a top tier defense the same way he was playing against the Heat. He would.
Yeah, but he'd have more people that could fit around him and take
the same way that Luka and Kyrie have, because you have Jovic on the court. I'm not trusting Jovic in a playoff setting yet. I'm not.
I don't know. Yeah, that might have been too much.
You have Terry Rozier on the court. I'm not trusting Terry Rozier against Drew Holiday and Derrick White.
I'm not gonna lie. Listen, Pat Riley I think he has like basically burned the candle with like these finding the hidden gems in the draft type of thing. I'm not gonna lie, Jaime Jaquez, bruh. Between Jaime Jaquez, Jovic, and all other players that he got from the G League, the last flock, whatever, this, that, and the third. I think he's done enough in terms of finding gems. Now it's time to build a team. Now it's time to, put some legitimacy together, man. You attracted stars there before. You attracted Shaq. You attracted LeBron. You attracted Bosh. Like, you could get some players there, bro. Like, just time to put a team together. So
No fucking
yeah,
trade.
I agree. I agree with that. Jovic, and Scary Terry on the court in a playoff series against what Mar, you was telling me what was one of the best backcourts defensively that uh, uh that we've seen in years. Come on, bro. Like, come on, come on, bro.
Nah,
Even
nah,
even I, even I gotta agree. Even I gotta agree. I mean, listen, I
I
know
can
how you feel
understand
about the
that.
Miami
I can
joint, bro.
understand.
Like, and I feel almost the same way in terms of Boston facing a matchup where they're not 100,000% favorable. Every matchup that they played in this playoffs, they were 100,000% favorable, bro. 100,000% across the board. But like, if you look at it matchup for matchup, position for position, player for player, they were favored in every single matchup.
Okay, so I understand that point that was made, but okay, let's keep living in my world, all right? Where we no. I understand the point. It's a very valid one, but let's keep living in my world where we have Trey at the point, Jimmy
Nah.
Butler at shooting guard, Jaime, Jovic, and Bam Adebayo. Besides Boston, and that they have that crazy defense, right? What is
Mm.
another weakness you see with that team?
There's not, but they're not close to Boston. Like they lose to Boston in like 6.
Okay, so we lost to Boston in 5. I think Jimmy gives. I think Jimmy.
No. You lost to Boston in 5 while also shooting the best 3-point shooting game
They,
of your franchise's history. Don't pretend this
wait,
was
we
like a
lost to
regular,
Boston.
like, oh, we just sat down and we just outcoached them. We outplayed. Y'all shot so fucking well. That's not gonna happen again, bro. You're not just gonna break your record every year. That's not how
But
franchise records work.
okay. So let's say that it doesn't happen again. Or you saying that it can't happen again? I disagree with that. The reason I'm going to that is I think Trey Young and Jimmy Butler would create even more open 3-point opportunities for a team.
For who? Who's shooting these up? You just said your team is Trey,
Butler,
Jimmy,
Jaime,
Jovic, Jaime, and Bam. You have like 2 real spacers. Jimmy's
Jimmy
gonna mostly
Butler's a
be
real
getting his.
spacer.
Jimmy's not gonna be sitting on the 3 the whole time, and you
Yeah,
know that.
the thing is, in the playoffs when he's supposed to ramp it up, he will not. But in the regular season, bro, he's literally gonna let Trey and Bam Adebayo cook while he's in the corner.
No, he's not against the
Yeah, he
Celtics.
is.
Against the Celtics.
No, not in the playoffs, not in the playoffs. But I'm saying like during the regular season.
We don't give a fuck about the Heat regular season.
Okay,
Nobody
okay,
has
cool,
ever
cool,
in the
cool.
history of
Okay,
Heat
cool,
give a
cool.
fuck about the Heat regular season, bro.
Okay, cool. But all right, in the playoffs,
Jimmy Butler, his best ever shooting season was in Minnesota in terms of playoffs. He shot 47%. Last year, he shot 36% on 4 attempts, if you want to call it 4 attempts. It's really 3.5. That's not a spacer, not the spacer that you want in terms of like, we're gonna beat the Boston Celtics. Hell no. I'm not trusting Jaime
yeah.
Jaquez against the Celtics defense as a spacer. Hell no. I'm not trusting Bam Adebayo. Hell no. And so Trey is going to be your only real space on the court. Maybe you have who? Duncan Robinson?
Nah, he'd be in the Trey Young trade.
So who's your spacer? Genuinely, that spacing is actually god awful.
The people that would our shooters would be Jimmy, Jaime, Jovic, Trey, Rozier, Josh Richardson,
No, we're talking about
Kevin
starting
Love.
5 because we need to get your guys on the court. Who are your guys? I'm like, this is my team on the court against the Celtics.
The lineup I said it's either going to be Nikola Jovic at the 4 or Kevin Love at the 4, depending on what Jovic shows. But I think I
Kevin
saw.
Love is getting run off that 4, off that 3-point line. They're just gonna let him shoot in whatever spot they can let him shoot at. He's not
But
consistent enough.
Kevin Love is also going to be a very big plus in the rebounding game. Like, and he does good at taking advantage of smaller matchups.
That's a fact. He definitely does.
He does.
Definitely
He's
does.
6'8".
Yeah, but he got that girth on him. You feel me? Type shit. So
he's gonna be going against one of the best rebounders in the league in Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is one of the best rebounders in the league against bigger people than him. He's just really good at it.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
And then if you want to talk about just bigger, then they still have Kristaps and now Horford. So they're fine in terms of their rebound. They'll be fine. And it won't swing enough, especially offensive rebounding wise. Because Kevin Love just hasn't been that offensive rebounder in seasons. To be honest.
Yeah, for sure. But
that team is not beating the Celtics.
No,
that team could very well beat the Celtics, but I can understand if you think the Celtics is gonna win. Like I said, this Celtics backcourt has been one of the best defensive backcourts I've ever seen. Maybe is I've ever seen.
If Leaf is telling you that your team not winning against the Celtics, and we know he hates Celtics, your team not winning against the Celtics, bro. It would take a miracle. Yeah, and sure, your Heat got miracles, but it won't be because you got Trae Young. It'll be because you had a miracle.
I also want to mention this: the game that we did knock down all those threes. It was a coaching thing. Like that was the plan. Like Eric Spoelstra's plan was the only way we could
break the franchise record.
Eric Spoelstra's plan was the only way we could beat this team is if we knock down a lot of threes. We don't have Jimmy Butler. Like the only shots that we could generate are 3-point opportunities. Like we didn't have a one-on-one creator. Well, our best one-on-one creator was Tyler Hero. Come on, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't take that we won one game off the Celtics as we won one game off the Celtics. You got lucky.
No, stop.
You got lucky.
We were hurt. They got lucky. Look.
No, I'm not saying that I'm not saying that Jimmy Butler being out. I'm talking about the team as it was. You said earlier, we won 5 without Jimmy Butler. So if we got Trae and Jimmy, now we can win. No, that 5 was lucky. That 5 was luck. That was not a real 5. Anyone who watched that series can tell you that was not a real 5. Y'all lost in 4.
No, we convincingly lost that series. Look. I was watching the games just to like analyze what my team is doing, just to see what the plan is. I was just thinking about next season. I was thinking about next season while watching the series. I swear to God. But that game that we won is going to be the exact way we win games against the Boston Celtics or anybody we face. Every time we play, we look for 3-point opportunities. But the difference is Jimmy Butler is the one handling the ball, and he's a great mid-range shooter, so he'd be taking advantage of that. But in a world where Jimmy Butler's on the bench and we have Trae Young, we'll run a similar offense, but now Trae Young's doing that instead. And when Trae Young is doing that with Jimmy on the court, Jimmy will be the guy Jimmy would love to sit in the corner. I promise you. Jimmy would love to sit in the corner. Not all the time, because at the end of the day,
way that y'all
he's
win
still a
games
great player.
is through Jimmy miracles. If Jimmy's sitting in the corner, you're shutting out the possibility for Jimmy miracles.
Like I was going to say, not at the end of the game, though. The exact moments where you see DeJounte Murray step up for the Atlanta Hawks, that would be Jimmy Butler.
He steps up because they're down, because like Trae Young wasn't playing well, though. Like Trae Young was not good this year, in my opinion. He was not good this year.
I disagree.
In the way that because he just is not able to play off ball, the way that he's consistently targeted in matchups. You can't put him. Where are you putting him in a zone? Like where does he go in that zone?
The same spot where Gabe Vincent goes. Same spot where Tyler.
Gabe Vincent's a scrappy defender that puts in effort. Trae Young is not that.
He's going in the corner, man. He's same place Tyler Hero goes. All right,
Tyler Hero is 6'5". He's at least a body.
Gabe Vincent was a bad example, though.
Gabe Vincent can play a little defense. Trae Young will not be giving you effort. He's 6'1" on a good day. Like, he's not, you can't put him in the spot next to, like, okay, because we're talking about the Celtics. You can't put him on Drew Holiday. He's way too physical.
Yeah, you can.
No, the fuck you can't.
Yeah, you can.
No, the fuck you can't.
That's exactly where you put him.
You're putting him on Drew Holiday, the guy that's been shooting so crazy efficient this season.
Did I say he's going to lock up Drew? You asked me where I'm putting him. Yes.
You're putting him on the guy that's like arguably third place for Finals MVP right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Celtics
is that the wrong answer?
Celtics
is that what's the right answer though? Eli?
There is no right answer because you can't hide him the same way that the Mavs can't hide Kyrie and Luka right now. They're just getting cooked consistently. And I'm not saying you guys get cooked defensively as bad as the Mavs are. I'm saying that you're not good enough defensively or offensively
Defensively,
to
we
win
can
that
hang. Our
series.
problem is offense, man. I really think our problem is 3-point creation. Out of Tyler Hero, he has to force those 3-pointers up because we're asking him to do that. Like we just need 3-point attempts. That's what the Miami Heat need. We need to find 3-point attempts.
But you do understand that you could go get a guy in DeJounte Murray who, while he might not create the 3-point attempts the way that Trae Young does, like the level of difficulty for his threes isn't there. The production is there. He's shooting like 7 threes a game. Like he's shooting a lot of threes. He'd be
Dejounte
the
shoot 7 of them.
yes. He'd be shooting threes like on the same level of like some of your best shooters, but also being that consistent guy.
Yeah, he shoots 36%. Like he's a league average shooter, like percentage wise. If he's shooting 7 of them a game, that's good. Yeah, he did shoot 7. Yeah. This was his first year doing that though. Okay. Yeah, he shot 7 threes and made them at 36%. That's elite shooting in my opinion. Because
That's what you want, bro.
if you're
That's
shooting
what
7 of them, that's a lot. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no. DeJounte, he's going to get traded this year and help out a team amazingly. Where else could y'all see Trae Young and DeJounte Murray going?
Trans going to the Spurs or like the Lakers.
I wouldn't hate him on the Lakers.
Lakers are going to try to swing big, and I know they are. They keep saying they're not going to swing big, but they're the Lakers. They can't help themselves.
Yeah, and then like the thing is, are they swinging big? Because the Lakers, they out here not being able to hire coaches because of money problems. Like you, the Lakers, bro, you can't hire Dan Hurley to the amount contract you want.
They tried to offer that man 70 mil. Fuck, if you don't want to sign 70 mil for a brand new rookie coach, fuck him. 3 years, 7, fuck him. There's no rookie coach that could come in unless they were like the greatest. Like unless it was like Coach K. It had to be Coach K. That's the only guy I'm like, whatever you want, just have it.
I think his UConn team. I think the reason that he declined it is they have a chance to three-peat. I think.
Yeah.
Right? So like it's either you at least go for your three-peat, and next season if he does three-peat, he probably could get a bigger deal. It probably was the right move for him. Like, not gonna lie, because if a nigga got a chance to three-peat, you kind of gotta bribe them out of that situation. It's a fair deal. You're right, but like I said, you gotta bribe him. You can't give him a fair deal. That's not how business works.
He don't want to be on that UConn team. That UConn team wasn't even built for NBA basketball. That's why Zach Edey's falling so far in the draft. So I wouldn't want his style. I don't think his style is going to translate as easily to the NBA. So I wouldn't want a rookie coach who I'm not sure their style translates on like a.
Well, I want to say something to that. I don't think his overall style on what he did on both ends of the court will translate right away. I think his physical attributes in terms of like some of the things will translate right away.
Agree.
Screen
I think
setting,
he'll be a role player.
Screen setting will translate right away. His ability to learn how to play with the team and learning how to pass and play in sets and playing pick and rolls and being a great screen setter will translate right away. Rebounding will translate right away. Ability is if he ever learns the ability to make passes and outlet passes and long passes up the court, like and do things at the center position that like eye pop, not eye popping, but are like or like the things that they didn't think he could do, like little intangible stuff, like make basic reads, throw outlet passes, that's work from the free throw line in, that type of thing. Yeah. I think that could work. I think some of the things that he already has can work in an NBA lineup. Some of the things.
I think defensively, what he's going to bring immediately is going to be very noticeable. Just with his frame, he already has a very NBA ready frame, especially for 7'4".
Yes,
and he I think him next to I hope the Lakers draft him. Him next to an Anthony Davis as that guy that can let Anthony Davis go out and be that top tier defender that we know he can be, like on the perimeter, going into the paint, funneling guys to Zach Edey and let him be a slower footed big in the paint. I think that would be best.
I'll say him next to like somebody that's more of a switch big, like 5'5" type that plays the five, but has the frame of a four. That is mostly a switch big would be better.
Bam.
That yeah. I'll be honest with you because and Miami has been looking at him. Miami has been making serious uh, uh, uh thoughts to getting him. And a lot of people have been saying for quite some time, if Bam ever moves to the four with the skill set that he has, and they get a legitimate five man, they think they would be okay. They think they would. They think they would. They believe that they would be okay. I think that will open up Bam's offensive game a little bit more. I personally want him to be up here with the Nets because I'm stupid like that, man. I want him with Clowney and Claxton, and we ain't re-signed Claxton yet. So I mean, wishful thinking, but that's what I want. You know what I'm saying? I'm be on some 2K shit. But seriously, but seriously, I heard that y'all have been really making a like a note to like, we could get this kid at middle of the draft, which is like right outside of the lottery, which is 15. Um, just to put this on your mind, the year that y'all got D Wade, he was projected to go lower that year. If you for those of y'all that don't know, and the reason why he was projected to go lower because he had injuries in college and Marquette. Pat Riley took a chance on him at 5, and it turned into the third best shooting guard in league history. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. So, I mean, listen, Pat Riley could take a chance on it. It's going to be very interesting to see how he does turn out. I think a good 50% of what he does, what he did at Purdue, can work in the league right away. And in terms of the bully boy, in terms of him in the post, like them getting post touches and just going to work and that type of thing, nah, I don't think that's worth it. But as a legitimate screen setter, as being physically imposing as a screen setter and being physically imposing on the rebounds, I think that could work. And putting him in the middle of zones because his shooting is he's been working on his shooting. If he ever becomes like a somebody that can make simple reads as a passer and pick and roll and create mismatches off of his screens, I think it could work wherever he goes. Don't put him next. Don't put him next to Wemby. Please don't
Yeah,
put him next to
yeah.
Wemby. Please
That'd
don't
be
put him next to
crazy.
Wemby.
Hey, real quick though, Elijah, you did kind of make a mistake. Zach Edey played in Purdue. I think you're talking about Donovan Clingan.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you talking about Donovan Queen? Yeah.
yeah,
You're right.
Yeah. What? Yo, I wanted to ask you. So the draft board has changed a little bit. So
yes,
drastically, Nikola Topic was listed at number 3 for most of the time that the draft lottery was up since the draft lottery was up the most of the time since the draft lottery has taken place back in last round, which was like last month. Since that time, I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but Nikola Topic, bro, who's probably the best playmaker in the draft, best passer in the
he
draft.
is not probably he
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah, easily best playmaker in the draft. He dropped to 15 on the mock draft.
And I
He had a
love that.
no. He had no. The problem he had a torn ACL.
I know, but I love that because the team at 15 is the Miami Heat, and this is the perfect year that we could take a project pick because Nikola Jovic and Jaime Jaquez, they already hit. So we could take another project. This guy was the best playmaker, top of the draft boards, and he's falling because of a torn ACL. We could redshirt him this year like we did at Jovic, and the year after that, we'll see what we got. I think he's a great player, but injury.
I'll be honest with you, bro. I think his playmaking hits right away. The rest of
I
parts of his game,
I think I look at him like Tony Parker and Goran Dragic. He reminds me of those two a lot. He's real good at the floater game, real
I
good
think
at
I think Goran
blueprinting is
Dragic.
amazing.
The thing, well, the thing about Goran Dragic, I think Goran Dragic had that dog in him right away. Like I think
Yeah,
Nikola Topic, bro. I think like what I see in him. I'll be honest with you, bro. I see Jason Williams from the Sacramento Kings right away, bro. Like in terms of
okay.
his vision, bro. Like
Yeah, I
and
love.
his
Yeah,
advanced reads
yeah,
right
I love that.
away. Like to me, like I think that's what I see, but I just don't see that top notch speed.
I
Because
don't
the ACL injury is gonna slow down whatever he was as an athlete, bro. Like
know.
because
The thing
Yeah,
yeah,
about it,
it
I
depends.
don't
He's
know, man.
young. Young people bounce back from this kind of stuff a lot better than the older guys do.
That
all
is
right.
true.
And
So I'm
and if he
like,
were to go to a Miami Heat team, they don't play at such a fast pace to where him like really pushing the pace would matter that much. He'd be fine.
and while we on the subject of the guards in this draft, obviously Castle,
Good.
kid from Kentucky, Dillingham,
Oh yeah,
Dillingham. I just looked at Isaiah Collier from USC
yeah,
yesterday, and a lot of his player comp was Tyreek Evans and Baron Davis. That was his playing comp,
from
and I'm
you.
thinking. No. His play comp, according to BR, Bleacher Report, was
Okay.
uh Tyreek Evans and whatchamacallit. Like he get downhill, he can attack, but I just don't. The thing is, when you say Tyreek Evans and Baron Davis, I'm thinking of like that athleticism that like at the point guard to where other point guards can't really.
Hang.
Yeah, they're not getting in front of him and they're not imposing him at all. I don't like at the NBA level and seeing and then with everything that happened to Scoot Henderson just this year, and I think Scoot started to catch along a little bit later on in the year, but I think what's required at the point guard position is not necessarily like the downhill stuff. Mostly, it's mostly like the perimeter stuff. What pressure are you putting on the perimeter? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
I think Steph kind of changed that because the point guard position has to put like I think it's a must that your point guard puts pressure on the perimeter.
there's
There's
different
two
types
sides
of
of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's different types of archetypes, and then if you do have somebody who is genuinely special at what they do, like John Morant, you see if it's a skill set that's good enough to build your team around. You know, some
But
guys.
yeah. And since you said John Morant, we talking about somebody that elite level speed and like to the point where it could really hinder himself, not just others and other defenses. It can hinder himself. That's how elite his speed is. But I think because of that, what you want from your point guards, right out of the rip, right off the rip. I'll be honest with you, bro. If there was a Steph based type of point guard prospect in this draft, he's going higher. He's probably going higher than any point guard in this draft.
I mean, there is, and he is Reed Shepard. Reed Shepard is
Reed
the
Shepard,
best.
right?
He's the best
Reed Shepard,
shooter in this draft class. He is a top 5 defender in this draft class, and he's 6'2".
which at 6'2", being a top defender, in this draft class, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah.
the way that I look at defense in today's NBA, bro, I think it's more of how like it's not to me what can you do with the man that's in front of you. What can you do when a man gets by you? Do you have the ability to recover? Do you have the ability to recover with wingspan and your height and bother him to the point where it's like even if he does get by you, you can still recover. Like what we've seen from the wingspan heavy defenders over the years. Like let's be honest, bro. We saw Giannis got with a spin move, got Carmelo, and still recover and make the block. We saw that. We've seen a 7'4" kid get his basically look like he got his ankles broken and recover and make the block.
Yeah, but they're only able to do that when they have people. Well, those are the best of the best, but they have guys usually in terms of like people in the paint that are really good at getting those blocks and stuff. When they have guys from the perimeter that are able to funnel them their matchups, able to funnel them straight into where their sweet
Right.
spots are in terms of blocking. So I think he'll be fine. I
But
think
but
I
I
think
but I but
6'2"
I
could be a
think
very impactful defender.
but Eli, when I didn't even touch on the switch bigs in the NBA that are able to guard on the perimeter at the like 6'9", 6'10", 6'11". When I'm thinking of Claxton, when I'm thinking of Clowney, when I'm thinking of Bam, when I'm thinking of
Mobley.
AD, when I'm thinking of those type of players that you're okay when they get switched out on a guard on the perimeter. You like you're not panicking when they get switched out on a Dame or De'Aaron Fox. You're not panicking
Uh-huh.
because the thing is you're not panicking when Jaden McDaniels gets switched out on Maxey on Tyrese Maxey. You're not panicking because the thing is, even as elite as they are in terms of first step speed and where they can get to on the court with the John Morants and the SGAs or anybody that you name, you're not panicking because you know they can hold their own against guards as well as players at their position, which is the three, excuse me, or the four, because at 6'10", 6'11", you can't teach what they already have, which is height and wingspan, and their ability to recover, even if they do get lost on a closeout. And it's like saying on the closeout, and their ability to recover and not quit on a play. At 6'2", it's not, to me, it's almost impossible for a 6'2" dude to recover just as good as a 6'10" dude, like getting on the perimeter and guarding a wing or guarding a guard.
I mean, it is
It's
impossible.
not
They're
impossible.
not.
Yeah, I mean, they're not. You're not asking them to do
I
that
said it's
one because
almost impossible, but
it's
you're not asking them to
it's
do that.
easier for a perimeter player, a perimeter defender, to stay in front of their matchup. They probably wouldn't let them
Because they
get
have the
by.
speed.
Yeah, they have the speed. They're usually a lot more quick footed than a
Right.
wing is, so they don't get blown by as often. So there's less
Okay.
recovering to do there. I mean, you
And,
got
and
guys
but
like Marcus Smart who are
unless they
big
get
men
caught
defenders.
cheating, yeah,
You
unless they
got
get caught cheating like on defense,
Yeah,
then
you
that's
got
that.
guys like Derek White who's averaging a block right now. I think um Drew as well. I think you have people in the league who are like in that 6'2" to 6'4" range, which I feel like is like the same ish effectiveness in terms of just pure guard defense.
Hmm.
That are doing what you'd want. Like they're able to like when Jaden McDaniel switches, you're fine with that, but you're also okay when his matchup switches on the guard because you know that he's able to be scrappy and smart enough to defend that, even if he's not going to be getting the block. He's able to get the steals or he's able to slow him down enough to get other people involved in that play.
Right, but I think what we're seeing is a plight of switch bigs um on the court at multiple times that have a guard that have guard oriented and shooter and with shooting abilities and guard abilities in terms of running the floor and in terms of spotting up and shooting, in terms of knifing to the basket and getting to the basket and doing a little bit of creation. I think what we're seeing is a plight of like the front courts in terms of your fours and your threes are like at least 6'9", 6'10", and they could switch out and help your guards that are maybe your guards are shot creators and they're not as defensively sound or whatever. So the spot that I have for like the 6'2" guards that can guard is probably like six man. On some teams, it teams like to run small. They would run like off guard, and then you have uh, uh your elite playmaker at your one. Obviously, that's going to have a lot of ball handling duties, like a De'Aaron Fox, like a John Morant, like a Lamelo, like those names, just to name those. So I think the spot for 6'2" guys is definitely It's definitely what you call it. It's definitely probably like 6 man material and maybe some bench, maybe some starter roles in the future. So I think I just think it's that, bro. Hold on, let me hold on, I'll be right back. I was running back.
Nah, I actually think we about to wrap it up, man. Kind of gotta go.
All right.
But yeah, this is a fun draft. Eli, if you could, you should dive into the draft, man, because everybody's talking about how bad of a class it is, bro. I'm liking a lot of the players. Alex Sarr, he's that 7'3"
Yeah, number
Victor,
one pick,
huh?
allegedly. The number one pick, allegedly.
Yeah, he's nice. He's nice. He's like it's crazy that he's really good and like he's a project, you know.
Yeah.
He's real good.
I don't like the
Project pick at one.
no, I don't like the hoping that a college prospect works out. I'd rather see them in an NBA setting of some sort, summer league,
Yeah,
preseason, whatever it is, and then I can make that decision when they're playing NBA talent, NBA schemes, etc.,
yeah,
etc.
yeah,
Then
yeah.
I'll make
No,
that assessment.
I agree with you, but I it's to a certain extent. I agree with you to figure out how talented they are, but to know their skill set. I just watch a couple, I don't even watch that much. Just all you gotta do is know how a nigga's skill set is, and you'll know how he's getting his points.
But
Like,
even then, like you have guys like Lonzo Ball who came into the league as this pass first guy, wasn't really supposed to be a defender, didn't have the three ball, and now we know him as a 3-and-D guard.
no. He did have no. I remember it. No. Lonzo was one of my favorite college players ever, bro. Nah, I remember that logo three. He was his 3-point vanished in the first 2 years of his NBA career, actually, and then it just came back because he had that ugly jumper. Yeah, he had that nasty jumper. Oh my goodness, Lonzo was shooting like that. I forgot. Yeah. Um. Lonzo, the defense though, that was random. That was random. And the playmaking, it also regressed. Like his playmaking in a half court setting was crazy, but in the NBA that didn't come into fruition. But he still is a great playmaker and like a full in fast break and shit. And three
Yeah.
pointer.
He doesn't have no rim pressure. That's why he can't play make it
Yeah, yeah,
down.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but let's wrap this up.
Yeah. In college, he was windmilling on niggas, bro. Like it's different world in the NBA, different world in the NBA for real. But yeah, that will wrap it up for today's episode. Another guy who I seen is moving up on a lot of mocks at number one is Zachary Ricochet. He is a Paul George, literally Paul George.
Mm.
Yeah, so he just got to do better at putting the ball on the court a little bit, but he's an elite defender and an elite 3-point shooter, and he's 6'9", small forward, pure ass jumper, so fucking pure. But he doesn't really provide too much one-on-one scoring.
Mm.
But if he could work on that, he could be something special. But yeah, that would be it for today's episode. Boston Celtics are NBA champions, unfortunately, but yeah, that was this NBA season, and we're gonna be diving into a lot of off-season content. We're gonna be
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I will laugh so crazy if this series even makes it to 7,
I
bro.
would be happy, bro. I would be happy.
I
I
will
hope it
laugh,
happens.
and the thing
I
is,
hope it
bro,
happens.
and because y'all called this buffoonery finals to begin with, and somehow I had to live with the fact that Dallas had zero spot up shooters and made it this far and made it to the NBA finals just goes to show me how weak the NBA playoffs was this year, bro. Like
This
this
man
is just
finds a way to
ridiculous,
hate on
bro.
the
Like,
Celtics.
come on, like I mean, we gotta be honest with you, bro. You saw Denver blow a 20-point lead at home in Game 7 to a team that messed around and went to the next round and had home court advantage, only to get basically gentlemen sweep by this Dallas team to the point where all NBA defenders on that team were rendered hopeless. J Mac was hopeless in that series. Rudy, bro, was hopeless in that series. hopeless.
Yeah, and
This is
that's
the
what I love
number
about the
one
NBA
defense in
playoffs,
the
though. It's
league.
all the matchups, bro. Like
They were hopeless.
we went
I
into
think
that series, and I said Jaden McDaniels, he's too skinny for Luka, bro. He had to guard
you did.
Kyrie.
You did say
What
that.
exactly
You
what the
definitely did
Celtics
say that.
exactly what the Celtics are doing, and what Eli said, you have to blitz Kyrie, and no one was blitzing Kyrie. They were putting Edwards on Kyrie.
I think.
They were
Listen,
supposed to blitz that
the
boy.
best decision that they made was putting slow mo on Luca.
Yeah, that was a
And
good one.
I think slow mo on Luca, bro, like was eye opening to me.
They
But
should have
he
just
was
put Edwards in slow mo, in my opinion. I understand Edwards wouldn't have
I say
stopped him,
slow
but neither
mo,
did
but
Jaden.
because Ant like the thing is, Ant, I don't know if Ant was gonna be able to take like the contact from Luca. Because Luca, the thing is, Luca like to hit you with the shoulder
Yeah,
every
but
now and
what you
again.
gotta
Like,
do, what Ant gotta do, he gotta be a number one option. And what he gotta do is on the other side, call for switches and make sure that it's a battle all game between the two of them. And at the end of the day, Edwards is the better athlete.
to me, the offensive side of the ball not just included Ant, it included Towns not taking threes and telling everybody he was launching 1,000, he was putting up 1,000 threes in practice every damn time when we all knew it was cap. Well, I'm like, yo, come on,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah,
It's clearly cap.
yeah,
Go to the basket, bro. You're 7 feet tall and you can put the ball on the floor. Get to the basket. What are you doing?
yeah.
Why is Rudy Gobert on an island defensively, bro? Every time Luca or Kyrie gets downhill,
Yeah, but hey,
that was just pitiful. That like, and then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, and because I said that I said that one of the reasons why I said the winner of the Denver and Minnesota series is going to win that series, but then I had to remember that series dragged out to 7. And when you're playing a team like Minnesota, usually the next round, bro, a team like that is usually burned out. Like it's a team that's not that fluent offensively.